Hey everybody, it's Anjanette from AJ's Personal Touch. How you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my subscribers and welcome into anybody new. I should not be here very long. I do want to apologize. I did not get a blog hop video out on the 1st. Turns out there's only one blog hop that we can find. My friend looked for me because I had a procedure on the 1st. So honestly, because of how things went that day, even if there had been more, I would not have been able to get the video out to you that day when I got home. And again, it's just been a rough couple days since then. I will explain a little bit more after I tell you about the blog hop, since that's what everybody is here for. I know I explained some about it in my talking about my health video I did last week, I think. So the one that we know of for sure started on the 1st, goes through the 14th, and it is by, I accidentally hit an advertisement, sorry, by Hopefully Happy Crochet Family. So it doesn't look like it's a regular designer to me. It looks more like a pattern company, maybe. I'm not sure about that. I have not had time to look into who Hopefully is. I recognize some of these designs in here, though, from designers that I, have done their blog hops before, that I've been watching, that I watch their blogs pretty consistently. So, like tomorrow, the pattern is from Rafa Musa. So it looks like there is not oh my goodness, my brain does not want to work now. And I just had this in my head. Lots of times when they have a blog hop, they will have, so you don't have to go every day to get the patterns. They will have a compilation of all the patterns. There's a name for it, and I can't think of it now. And you pay like 90% of what all the, or you get like 90% off of what all the patterns are. Usually, if it's 30 patterns, it can run anywhere from $15.99 to $19.99. Doesn't look like this one is offering you to be able to buy the patterns. Each pattern is only around for 24 hours. I will tell you the first pattern on the 1st was a pair of baby booties. Crochet summer baby booties. And these are from Hopefully. It says, I had never seen these before. They're kind of cute, but it's just a small pair of baby booties. If you go and look, you might be able to find the pattern. Might possibly be free on a blog somewhere. I don't know if that is true or not, but you can always look into it and find the pattern. And even if you didn't get it here, I don't know what the discount was on it, if it was free or not. But what they are offering is not every PDF is free every day. You're going to get a discount anywhere from 40% up to 100% off. But it looked like this is 40% off to 100%, but it looked like it ranged in either 40%, 60%, or 100%. Today's was 100%, but it was just an applique. I know you had to pay for yesterday's, but I don't remember how much it was. It was a baby bonnet. There is a way on here to subscribe to Hopefully. I may do that just to learn a little bit more about them. I haven't decided yet. The applique today is this crochet baby stroller. I think it said you have 4 hours left in order to get this. Hurry, offer ends in 5 hours, 8 minutes, 10, 9, 8, 7, it's counting down. That's a nice thing on here. It does have a countdown, but that's why I'm thinking it's more of a company because designers usually can't afford things like that. And this is the one tomorrow from Rafamusa. I happen to love this. I've been wanting to make it myself sometime. It's a unicorn lovey. There have been a lot of boys in our family lately, except for my great niece. It looks like some cute ones coming up. There's a nice sweater coming up. And which one is this? On the 7th, the Oliver Raglan pullover pattern by Joy of Creation Crochet. And there's that. So you won't know until the day how much the coupon is going to be for. That's what they called it for, I think, is a coupon. So let me see. A voucher. How much the voucher is for. So this only runs until the 14th. Now, my friend did say that there is also, that was the total of the blog hops she had found for me. The only other things that she knows of is that there will be a $2 fall patterns that starts later in the month. And that's from Straight Hooked. I think every month she does a couple weeks of $2 patterns. I can't remember how it works because honestly, I haven't really gone. I think I might have gotten one when I was watching my newsletters and I saw what it was. I have a lot of her patterns and she tends to put mostly her patterns in there, but she does have other designers who also will put up $2 patterns. So it's always worth the time to go and look to see what is there. Honestly, I have so many patterns right now that I've gotten through all these blog hops over the years that I usually don't jump on anything anymore unless it's something that I'm in need of, or something that I'm like, wow, I really want to make that. Or involves cats. You guys know how much I love my cats. So, and what else? What's the other thing? Oh, and there's a cow that is starting, I believe it's on the 8th for a shawl. And I'm trying to remember who that is. The designer, Madam, I think it, oh, she didn't write it on here. But I know her and I both looked into it. I can't think of her name. Hold on a minute. I'm going to pause for a second. I found it. It's by Madam Stitch Crochet. So if you go and look at her her blog, you should be able to find it. And if you get her newsletters, it's been in there as well. It's a really pretty shawl. That's probably my friend getting back to me because I sent her a message and said, oh, I can't remember her name. And she just sent it to me and I had found it before then. So thank you very much. You know who you are. Let me see. And if you don't want to do the crochet along the pattern, she's not putting the pattern out, I believe, until the 8th. Because I know we're thinking of getting the pattern. Let's look at that. There's like a granny square down. A really pretty one on the corner of the shawl. It's really pretty. I actually like that blue. I wish I had that color. And, oops, come on. There's a full picture of it right there. Which I know you can't see it very well, but that square is like right down here in the triangle of it. I know you can't see it well from here. You'll just have to go look it up. It's more kind of like a triangular wrap. So, but it's beautiful. It's called the Sinise. Why is it Sinise crochet shawl? And there's a special yarn that she teamed up with, oh, I just had her name on here and it moved. I hate when that happens. From Desert, oh, come on. Oh, and the baby, Blog Hop doesn't have a bundle. I did remember the word there. Yards. Use crochet shell design. Come on. Oh, it's got a table of contents, but it does not like. There we go. High Desert Yarn. She makes some beautiful, beautiful yarn. Now, I cannot afford this personally, so if I get it to make it, I will probably have to find some of my knit crate yarn that I have to make it with, but right there, that blue, which is so. That is all of the bloggy hop type stuff that I know about. It's so different now. It used to be that every month you could find 3 or 4 blog hops going on at a time. I have not heard back from a certain designer yet. So the cowl that we're working on right now, this is the last week for it. The snowman dishcloths. I personally will keep working because I'm going to make a total of like 2 full sets and then 1 single one. I would make a set for my aunt, but since she's in a nursing home type situation, I figured I should only do 1. That way she doesn't have to find space for 2 to hang them up. I figure hers will be more decoration. I'm going to do, I've got my mom's set almost done. All I have to do on the one that's supposed to represent my dad is sew everything together on it. I've started the base of another one because I want to do a set for my daughter, and then the one for my Hanley. So I have till Christmas to get those done, but I'm not going to put it off. I'm going to work on them. Like everything. I've got the blanket I'm doing for Christmas that I need to finish. I'd like to have the baby blanket done to give to my great niece by then. I have to have this done this weekend. Let me show you, because I don't think I've shown it on here yet. I can't remember. I may have once, but I'm making a baby dress. We have a family reunion coming up either the 9th or the 10th, so I'm making the dress for my great niece to wear. And I should have it finished as soon as I sit down and seriously get to work on it, which I will work on it a little bit tonight when I am done here. I did get some happy mail, so I will show you that real quick. I had one yarn from, where did I put that card at? I only opened this because it didn't say happy mail on the package, and I didn't remember ordering anything. So I opened this to see who it was from. And it's from Adventures with Mama. She did a giveaway last year where I won it, and I can't remember how many hanks of yarn I was supposed to get. I think like 4. And it was a beautiful burgundy color yarn. And she had hanked one up, and she meant to send me the hank, and she forgot to. She had caked a hank up, had meant to send me the cake, and she forgot to. So she kept telling me, that she owed it to me. Well, and I never got it, and then I forgot about it. And it's Willow's Yarns, the Gaia, which is 70% cotton and 30% wool. She tried to get the burgundy, and they didn't have any more. So she got me this beautiful mustard color. She only owed me the one, but because it took her a while and she couldn't get the burgundy. She got me two. I need to find, I know where I keep my Hanks in one cabinet, so I need to go in there and look. I want to say that when I won it from her, which thank you, by the way, um, Adventures with Mama, her name, I keep forgetting, I think, I don't want to guess because I don't want to stick my foot in my mouth. Tina. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Tina. I love it. I'm thinking of taking the others and putting it with it and making a shawl because I think that there was a mustard one in it before. That it wasn't all burgundy, that it was actually two colors, but I'm not positive in my brain. I don't remember things the best right now. We all know that. But now, if you guys don't want to hear the rest of this, I'm going to tell you why everything was late. And so if you don't want to hear why, go ahead and go watch something else from somebody else or from me if you want to. But I just wanted to give you an explanation. I had a procedure on the 1st. I had told you guys I was going to have the procedure. I have it every 3 months. It's a pain block. And it's one where they go in, so they have to put me out. It's done endoscopically. They use an ultrasound. They always say x-ray to me, but it's an ultrasound. They use an ultrasound to find the right spot for the celiac, to find the celiac plexus, and then they put the block in there. We left here 3 o'clock in the morning because I had to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning down in Indianapolis. And actually, I like going early in the morning. Some people are like, wow, isn't that too early? You know, whatever. But I think it's actually better because I drink as much water and that as I can get in the evenings, especially right beforehand. I had this. I drank 2 of these starting at like 9 o'clock until midnight. They got my IV in on the first try that morning. That has not happened in a while with me. And I'm sure it's because I, pumped myself up with as much fluid as I possibly could before the cutoff time. I'd been drinking all day too. But also because I was there for the first appointment of the day, it didn't give my body time to absorb all the liquid that I had taken in. So the last couple times we've been going where I have to be there more like at 10 or 11 and my procedure isn't until, like noon. Or I have to be there at 9 and my procedure isn't until 11. The farther in the day out, they give you 2 hours before the procedure starts instead of 1. So I think my body absorbs it more and it makes it harder. So it's a good thing to go in the morning. Plus, I just have a really hard time. I know, and other people do too, of all that time where you can't eat or drink and the whole ride down. It's better for me if I'm tired, if we're leaving that early, because like I didn't really fall asleep that night. I just sat back and I relaxed. I had my game on my phone. I played my game and I just sat back and, like I said, relaxed. And yeah, my husband got up, I got dressed. Actually, no, I had a live the night before, so I put a dress on for the live, and it's a casual dress, and that's what I wore to go. When I have a procedure, I would rather wear a dress. It's just easier to change, especially after the anesthesia. Um, it's just better all around for me. So that's my preference of choice when I have to go in for a test. So anyway, I go in, they get me the IV hooked up where I actually have time to lay there and rest a little bit longer before they come to get me for the procedure, before the doctors come in and talk to me. They checked everything out um, beforehand, because I did ask them about it, because my husband's like, well, didn't they check it out? um, they checked everything out like they're supposed to. And I guess, like light bulbs burn out, and you never know why at the time that they do. They went to give me the scope, and the scope didn't work. Well, the scope does have a light in it, so we're thinking that a short happened, something in between, because they didn't have to find a new room. The nurse made it sound like more than it was to my husband, like they had to find a different OR for me to go into and this and that. Well, no, they put me in the same one. It's just they went to do the procedure, and I know that this doctor, he is so precise. He would not have even tried, you know, to put it into my stomach without checking it first. So it had worked, then it didn't work. So then they had to bring me out of the anesthesia because they had to get the parts to fix it. They thought it was going to be a while. So they went ahead and I don't know if they found a different room for the next person or if they got the parts taken care of real quick, because I'm sure they had to have them, right there. I'm not sure why. Honestly, they didn't explain why they brought me back to the room and I had to go back. I'm just thinking I started coming out of the anesthesia. They didn't want to keep putting me under until it got, fixed. So they sent me to recovery, and the doctor said he had found time at 9 o'clock in the morning to take care of me. So I was going to have to wait. At this point in time, it was 7:30. So I would have had to wait an hour and a half to have the procedure done. It's like, okay, I'm not going to go home and then come back some other day because I was in so much pain. I needed to have it done that day. So I was just glad they found time to get me back there again. Plus, we figured that they did it for that long because I had already been put under, completely under once, and they were going to have to put me completely under again. So the nurse is taking care of stuff, and I told her, I said, can you go get my husband, please? He's going to start worrying that something happened because it was already time that I should have normally come out of the procedure and that they would be coming to get me. And she was going to go and get him because I'm like, he can't be sitting out there until 9 and after wondering what happened to me. And she kept telling me she was going to go and get him, and then she would start doing something else on the computer. And I'm like, can you please stop what you're doing for a couple minutes and go and get him? So she was getting ready to get up and go and get him, and they said, oh, they were able to get her back next. She's going back next. So at 8 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock. So then my nurse would not go and get my husband because she said, I need to be here for they come in the room to take you out in case they need me for something. Okay. Because they have to check the armbands and make sure you are who you are and all that. They didn't even do that because they had already done that whole process with me. So they all knew who I was. It's not like I was being handed off to somebody who hadn't seen me or didn't know who I was. They didn't do the whole routine. They had already done all the checks. So they already knew who I was. So they came and they got me. And then after they came and got me, she went and told my husband what was going on. I am sorry, I have got to pause you guys again. Okay, sorry about that. I am back. It's probably about 10 minutes. Sorry about that. I was having some difficulties. That's why I was lying over like this. I kept getting in more and more pain. But I am much better now for right now. But it is 10:32. I need to get shopping list together for my husband for tomorrow. So I should get going. I'm going to make sure I touched on all the bases. Oh, I had to get taken back for the second time. So needless to say, there are some times that I sleep all the way home after having the procedure. This is the first time ever I had to be put under twice. The nurse said it's the first time in all her years working there that this has ever happened. Normally I can come home and I will either fall asleep because I'm completely, totally exhausted because I didn't get any sleep before the procedure, especially when it's done that early. But sometimes even when I have to be in later, I can't fall asleep until like 2, somewhere, well, closer to like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I have to be up at 4 to get ready to go. So, or 5, or whatever the case may be, I may not get to sleep until a couple hours right beforehand. And then I am so tired. And when I get in the car, because I'm so tired, I can't go to sleep. Um, and plus, with the pain I've been under from having the my flare up for my pancreatitis, which is the whole reason I need to have this done since it was a month late, I, I was not doing well at all. My knee started to hurt. The nurse got me a pillow to put under my knee, which of course I had to take out when I was having the procedure. If you've ever had an endoscopy done, or even if you've ever had a colonoscopy done, in order for them to do it correctly, you have to turn over onto your left side. So, for an endoscopy, the doctor is standing in front of you. And they also have to put a mouth support in your mouth that you bite around so that it has the round opening for them to put the scope in through. And so you don't accidentally close your mouth, whatever. When they took me out the first time, they almost left that in. And I was like, oh, wait. And the male medical assistant, he was like, we almost forgot to take that out. So my throat hurt more than it normally does. I could not sleep on the way home because I was so tired and overly tired, and so that made it so I could not sleep. Then when I got home, my husband had to leave and go do some things for a second job that he has. And I was home alone, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get some sleep. The neighbor girl wanted to come over to learn to crochet, and I had told her dad that I didn't know about if it would work for Thursday or not. But since I was going in so early, I might be able to get a nap and be fine. I kept trying to fall asleep and trying to fall asleep. The phone rang a couple times. Finally got to sleep. He had sent me a message while I was sleeping saying they were home. They had went for a long bike ride, something they do all the time. I think it's really cool. They ride their bikes all over the area. They had gotten home and she wanted to come over, and I never responded back. I had heard the beep on my phone. I didn't even look at it. I was so tired. I had my alarm set. I had another half an hour before I was going to be up. I had figured it would give her ample time to come over. It's what I was thinking about. I had really wanted to do the cow, but I had told everybody that more than likely, it would be postponed until this next week. So this Tuesday. And everybody understood. All was great. And she came knocking on the door, and I had like 15 minutes left that I could sleep. I had fallen into a deep, deep sleep within the 15 minutes that had already passed from when I had woke up by hearing the sound on the phone. But, I wasn't completely woken up, so I was halfway asleep because I didn't even I didn't read it, like I said. And the next thing I know, I had somebody knocking on the door, and I figured it was her because she forgets, we have a Ring door cam, and she forgets to press in the button on the doorbell on the Ring doorbell thing. And she knocks, and she's like the only one who does that. So I figured it was her. I got up to let her in, and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay." she came in and I kept falling asleep on her. I was sitting here doing something and I'd go like this and she's like, did you fall asleep? And I was like, oh, no, 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 I'm okay, playing it off. But finally, it was just that I was too exhausted. Even after my husband came home and he tried to help me, still, I was just way too exhausted. I was like, I am sorry, honey. I've got to go to bed. So she left early. My husband tried to get me to eat something. I'm still having a hard time eating some solid foods. Um, and literally, I was in bed by 8:30 that night and slept all night. So my sleeping is still majorly off. I still feel like even yesterday I felt lightheaded, like I was still dealing with anesthesia. And I still feel like I have a little bit in there. And plus, I'm dealing with pain meds and all the stuff that pain meds do to your body, the oral ones. Getting it through my pain pump does not tend to do that for me. But unfortunately, I need to have regular pain meds um, after this procedure in order for the acute pancreatitis to go down, which because of them being in the area and aggravating the pancreas, I go into acute pancreatitis. And without having a couple days of Norco, then I will get worse and worse until I finally get some. So they gave me what they could before I left that day. I'm now waiting for my script to get filled, so I'm waiting for the pre-cert to go through so I can have my medicine and get rid of this. And that's where we're at right now. Hopefully they'll have it on Monday and it can be filled then. So I got the ball rolling. I talked to the people I needed to talk to, so hopefully it will be taken care of Monday, Tuesday at the latest, hopefully soon. So I'm going to go. Oh, the cow. The cow is ending. I said the next Cal is going to be working on an old whip. I don't know about that now because I found a service project that I would like to do, but only if I have enough people who are interested. I already know one of my regulars doesn't think she has the right yarn because it asks for 100% cotton, but it has to be a specific colors, colors of the desert. So tan, gray, brown, um, off-white, but not white. And it can be like a multi-brown. I think I may have enough to make one. It's to make a water bottle. It's called a water bottle squishy. And then you have to put it in the mail and send it to the person who's going to send it to the army to go out to the soldiers. So it's making a commitment to not only make the project, but then to send it to her in the mail. So I'm waiting to hear back from her because I'm hoping that she will come on and do a live with me so that she can tell everybody about her service projects. If it doesn't work for this one, we will do her next one, which is making beanies. And that way I can have a little bit of a longer time to get everybody ready. So I'm going to go now. I am exhausted. I've got to get this list together for my husband, grocery list, and plus I wanted to get at least another row or two done on the baby blanket, the baby dress. The motif is in a repeat of 4, so I've got 3 done on this last one, and I need to do the 4th row. So, so yeah, I want to get that done. This, yeah, that row right there. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, trying to get this done. Okay, that one right there. I see. Okay, I was trying to figure out which row I have to do. I see it. I see it. Okay, I don't need to bore you guys with that. So, anyway, I'm going to go. I love you guys. Remember, you matter. Sorry if I'm scatterbrained in this video. It's because I am scatterbrained right now, with all of the anesthesia that I was under, having to go under twice. I took the guardian angel with me that my aunt made me, and I'm glad that I did. I mean, they at least got the IV done quickly. I had a great anesthesiologist, fantastic. This anesthesiologist, he does it different than other ones do. He knows the pain that goes with it when you have to have the celiac block. The pain isn't as bad as I normally have. Normally, my throat is killing me. And you would think they went in twice, that my throat would be absolutely killing me. I feel it when I drink hot liquid. I can feel the spot over here where it really hurts when I drink hot liquid. But he puts in fentanyl before he does, I believe it was fentanyl. It's a pain reliever. I thought it was fentanyl. He puts that through, a little bit through, before he puts you out. And that way, when you come out of it, you don't have as much pain from everything. And he did do it twice, because the nurse was like, "Are you going to do that for the second time?" And he said, "Yes, because she's going to have more pain than she would have." So, so yeah, that helped a lot. I mean, I went in with pain level of number 9. So when I left, I was only down to an 8.5. So that really helped me, because it would have put me through the roof if he had not. So again, now, remember, you matter. Don't let anybody tell you differently. I love you guys. You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. And if you need me, message me. I am here for you guys always. Always, always, always. And if you have any questions for me, feel free and ask. Any questions about my illness, either one of them. Well, I've got more than what I talked about the other day on the video. I think I went more in depth on the one that I had tagged in there, 2 years ago, I think. But, yeah, I mean, I have fibro. I have many different things. So I love you guys. I really, really do. I love being here with you. You guys keep me going on a daily basis. This is a bad time of year for me. For anybody who's my friend on Facebook, you will see I put up a post 13 years ago, in 2013. 11 years ago was my 25th class reunion. Got a picture of my husband and I all dressed up, going. I just lost some weight, loved my dress. We were feeling great. And as I put on the picture, it started out the best night ever. It ended the worst night. My grandma had a stroke that night. We didn't know until the next day. We didn't find her until the next day. My parents had been with her that night. I was literally a mile away from her when it happened. My parents had went and took her pizza like they always did. On a Friday or a Saturday night, they always took pizza over. They'd have pizza. They went home when the news came on. She went in, pulled back the sheets for her bed, like she always did every night, to air out the bed, and then she would get her jammies on, do her nightly routine, wash her face, all that. Sit down and watch the news. She had a small love seat that was next to the TV that nobody ever sat on. It was just went with the rest of the furniture. It had been in the other house. That's where it fit. But when the whole family was there, when my aunt and uncle and cousins and everybody was there, it was needed. But she never sat on it. That's where she was found the next day. So they believe that she had it as she was probably walking by. ended up on the love seat. And that's when my brother and my nephew found her the next day because they lived across the street. They noticed her light was still on and she always had it turned off by 2 o'clock the next day. And it was 3 o'clock. They had been out of town. I spent every night in the hospital with my grandma that she was there. I couldn't drive at the time, so I didn't get to come and visit her as much as I would have wanted to, which I always beat myself up for, but I know it was beyond my control. I've talked about her many times in here, but I think about her every day. I miss her so much. She had a stroke that night, and a week later, she was gone. So it's going to be a rough week for me. If I come on and I get scattered, just know there's a reason. I try to keep myself going, and I try not to dwell. My grandma is pretty much the most important person to me in my entire life until my daughter was born. So I love you guys. Family means the world to me. You are my family. So if you ever need me, you ever have questions for me, reach out. I'm always here. I love you guys. I will talk to you later. Mwah. Sorry, I didn't mean to make this go so long. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you.